Good morning, viewers. Welcome to K.S. Rangasamy College of Arts and Science, Workotopia 2022. And today is the day 2 and the event is 3. We are having a guest and our friend, beloved friend, Mr. Nandakumar for this session. He is a data engineer, Restaurant Brands Private Limited. Now he is working in USA. Welcome you, sir. And
thank you, sir.
That day, what he is going to present is what are all the data analytics jobs that are open for all the courses in an arts and science stream. And then he is going to explain the lifestyle of IT corporation people, how they are getting from the core to the higher level, and what are the expectations of the IT industry. And when comparing to developers, data engineers also very necessary for this technology. Each and every course has a data set. We have to analyze and we have to stream it. For getting into this job, what are all the requirements and what we have to be prepared for getting this job is going to be presented in this session. And now it is the time to felicitate our guest. I call our Honorable Principal, Dr. V. Radhakrishnan, to say some few words about our Workotopia 2022 and our chief guest. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Venkateswaran. Am I audible?
Yes,
Am
sir.
I
Yes,
audible?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
First of all, good morning, Mr. Nandakumar. Thank you very much for sparing your valuable time, sir. We know very well
Good morning, sir.
it is in the nearing middle of the night at the other part of the world, but still you are awake to enlighten our students. Thank you so much, sir. On behalf of our institutions, on behalf of the Arts College, I thank you very much, sir. Our beloved Vice Chairman, Chairman, and Executive Directors in absentia, Professor Dr. Venkateswaran, the Placement Officer, and my dear faculty and fellow participants. Thank you very much for organizing this event, because in association with the Central Placement Cell of KSR institutions, this has been organized. And I do remember a caption from Infosys. It says that we believe in God, but depend on data. So data is such a vital thing. And it so happened that data was the vital thing. At the same time, data mining was the trend of the earlier decade. But now, not only data mining, but we have to get into the data to analyze things and come out with the solutions within a short while of time. And that has given way for data analytics and big data, trending, etc., etc., etc. And this has given opened a lot of avenues for the young aspirants. And I'm sure Mr. Nandakumar, a data engineer, will throw more light on this, and his inputs will be really, really valuable, and it will be really helpful for the students. And we are really lucky to have him, because you think that a man who is committed to his words and who is sitting awake in the middle of the night to talk to us. We must thank him for that. And I'm sure, my friends, that whatever you are going to hear from him is like listening from the horse's mouth. So it's going to be helpful for you. And I wish the program all the best. Thank you very much, and good day to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Principal Sir and the HOD Sir, for giving me the opportunity. And actually, it's a nice catch up for me to share my experience and my job, and more about the data engineering and the data engineer's life, and how to get into a data engineering field out of college. So it's a nice opportunity. I hope it help a lot of us, a lot of our students, and for the who are especially in the final years, either in the PG or in the UG students. So let's get started. Sir, one quick question. Shall I continue in English or want me mix? Sir? All right. Okay. So let me quickly introduce myself. So as already you know my name, Ananda Kumar. I'm a data engineer working at a Restaurant Brands International, Miami, USA. It's a parent company for four different famous food chains. I hope you might have heard about Burger Kings. So the famous burger chain around the world, which has a business around 100 plus countries, and a coffee chain Tim Hortons, and a chicken chain Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen, and one more is the Subway, Fire of Subs. So it's like more about the food industry. So I work and as a data engineer. So I used to work with different team members across the globe to collect the data and put it into in our various data lakes to produce meaningful insights to the business users, so they can rely on it to make their day-to-day operations, decisions, and financials, forecast, and a lot of stuff. So as you know, like the data is like everywhere it's data, so the data become a new asset. So unlike the older days, the asset was like measured in like money or gold or something else, but now most valuable thing in today's world is the data. If I know about you, if I know about 100 people, if I know about 1,000 people, that's the most valuable asset in today's world. So every industry, not only advertisements, like every industry needs to know their customers and the people, and not just for business, even for the governments, right? Especially like uh, during the COVID situations, right? So what happened, right? So all of a sudden, everything started uh, spreading across, and nobody has a control about it. So what immediately, even though um, of course without the doctors and scientists and the medical equipments, right? So all these things are there, and they come up with a vaccine and preventive medicines to control the spreads and stuff. But if you think only the doctors and hospitals can do, no, that is not possible, because you should know where the population is more, where the transportation between the people, where the people are moving more frequently, like the airport related cities, top densely populated cities, where the elders are populated. So these kind of different level of insights are required, right? So without the data, it could have been very much impossible to find out and target who needs the immediate attention, right? So if you don't have the right data set, we cannot really accelerate the preventive medicine and get the medicine to the needy people. That would have been a much bigger challenge. So immediately, what all the countries came forward, they started sharing the data with other countries. So some multiple universities and the private organizations started working together to put all the data together. So anyone, even if you Google it, right, you can see what is today's trend, what is in every country, every region, even in your street level, you can see how many people are sick, how many, what is the vaccination percentage, what is the spread level, everything, right? So it is all possible because of the data. So the collection of data is very much required. And today we know, right, the world population is like more than like 800 crores. In India alone, like we are like 120 crore plus. So the real challenge, how to collect all this data put together, right? So the traditional, if you think about like 10 years back, there was like very traditional set of things where there, like Oracle databases or Microsoft SQL data bases were there. So the data set was limited, but the modern world, when the world started emerging and we need more sophisticated systems. So the IT industry started evolving, bringing in new technologies, and so it can collect the data. Not only collecting the data, now it's already moved to the next level, predicting the data, because the purpose initially it was like uh, what happened. So it was like after everything happened, it was doing like what happened kind of analytics. Now what will happen, predicting the future, the data become in that world. So predicting the future, there are like so much of algorithms or developed with various people, and it's keep on evolving it, right? So recently there was a recently there was an algorithm built by Google that can predict the cancer, who can get the cancer. It was like 99% accurate than a normal doctor. So these things are like, because they collected the data and putting it to so much of multiple algorithms. So it was so much of once again, sorry. So you know that, so by these things you might have understood how much data is very much important, right? So it is not just one industry is depending on it, right? So even as we already talk about the um, healthcare industry, right? So the next innovations and the um, innovations are working in a way, right? Creating the personalized healthcare instead of a generic healthcare. So based on particular, uh, so far like one medicine is common for everyone. If you have a headache, there is a paracetamol. It's common for everyone. But that is kind of changing. It's going to the next level. So for a set of people, so if it is this is your weight and this is your height, it is your habit, okay, you need this much of medicine or this level. So that kind of medically uh, personalizing the medicines for every individual or a set of people. So these kind of innovations have started happening in the medical industry. And not only that, robotics or artificial intelligence and machine learning, that's a very cool future or very interesting area, making a machine to learn. That's so far like we only learning and doing the things. Now we are making the machine to learn and do the job. So it's like, instead of we generally how the program, we create the program and we input the values and we get the outputs. Now it is changing. Based on the output, the system itself will generate the program and it will process the input values. So this kind of evaluations are started happening. It's going to more evolving continuously. So for example, like so in order to get into this kind of a job, right? So not only a data engineer, like if any IT job, or first thing is like we have to be like smart enough. That is something is we need to really focus as a final year students, right? So it's not only the students, but it's for everyone. So for example, if you can take this is a mobile phone, we call it as a smartphone, right? Why we are calling this a smartphone, right? Because it does the smart things. If you remove the smartness from the phone, from this device, if you remove the smartness, there's nothing. Maximum you can make a call and that's it, right? So the value, right? So if you can, you imagine to sell a phone without any smartness in today's world? Nobody want to buy it, right? So the more the smartness we add, the more features we provide, the more value you get, be it a product or be it a professional or anyone, right? So in a way, we have to, if we compare ourselves, right? Not only a degree is like a basic, after that, we have to add the smartness within us. That's where you will be valued, how smart you are. a BSc degree or an MSc degree, BE, MBA, all these are like the basic eligibility to go for an interview. After that, once you are enter the interview, so you will be evaluated based on your smart skills, what you can bring, what you can add the values. That's matters, right? So where when we need, how to like be smart, additional I we know like everybody like every day we come to college and study the books, but is that only enough? Yeah, that is a part of life, but on top of that we have to put like additional effort. It is not like you have to be always do something and we have to be very focused always. It is not like that. Obviously college life is like for, definitely you have fun with friends, you go out, play, enjoy, all those things are fine, but on top of that, at least you have to think about spending a little bit of time for your own future. That's a very key aspect, right? So I would say like few things, right? I would like to just add. So first thing is like how to get, how to add the smartness to you. That's a first very good question, right? So just I just completed the degree, but how can be smart? So first thing is like I would say find your interest, what you are interested on. I know like it's a very common advice that everybody used to say. Even I hear that advice, find your interest. But most, I don't know about others, but at least like I was a good, I got a question like how to find my interest. I don't know, right? I don't have tools, right? So that was a first challenging. It's a first advice itself brings us a challenge. So after some thought process, like I came to know like okay, maybe some approaches could be there, right? So find what I'm interested on. So that is something what I used to do, I did for myself is like putting yourself into experiments, right? This is the right age, 22 23, you know, right age. You can put yourself into experiments, you can try it different things. This is the right age. You know, if you try like at least 5 to 10 different things, then only you will know which is suits for you, which makes you amazing. So you can find okay, this seems to be nice, and um, looks like I am much I love this, love to do these things, right? So those kind of things, it can be any language like programming language, or it can be a designing, it can be a database related stuff, or it can be a web design, or it can be anything. Not only IT, even other course also. Like you have to try out different things continuously, at least like every, at least you have to choose one tool for try it for 2 3 weeks and move to other one, try it for 2 weeks, and like that at least like 5 6 things if you try out, at least you will find one. So that is the first step. Once you find, right, okay, I feel like this is something I can do better, and this is something I feel interest, and this is something like I can do better job. So when you identify such one, so next thing is like we have to like set a goal, right? For whatever thing, you know, wherever you go, you need to know where you are heading. You need to know the destinations. So without a goal, we cannot reach anywhere. So before we start, set a goal. First, you are identifying your interest. Second, setting the goal. So once you set the goal, right? Next thing is like working towards it. How to set a goal? It can be anything. For me, when I was in my college, my ambition was like, yeah, of course. Since I joined the BSc Computer Science in like 2005, and for first 2 years, and I didn't know much. So, and when entered the final year, I got like, okay, this is my last year in academic. What I wanna do. So then then it's also adds the pressure, right? So everybody like coming from different um, uh, family backgrounds. So some people can continue the PG, some people can go for the work. So once based on what your interest, and like you identify the interest and set the goals. And my goal was like I wanted to go to a foreign and work in for a top company. I wanted to, whatever the field, whatever the area I choose, I wanted to reach the top level. Whatever it is, I just want to reach the, I want to go high. That was my goal. So something like whatever you feel which you can do, you have to set the goal, and that is something always in mind. So it's like what you think, what you become. So that is something, it's very powerful. And if you remember, our former president, Dr. Abdul Kalam, always used to say, dream, right? So our dreams should be big, and the dreams should be always in head. So whatever you do on throughout the day, at least like you have to spend few minutes, or at least 1 or 2 hours for your dream, for your goal. So that has to always remember you. Whatever you did, okay, for the last 2 3 days, I didn't do anything. So let me get back to what my goal is. Let me get back to my track. That is something will guide you and definitely will take you there. So this is like how it works, right? So it's very basic. So what do you think, right? What's in your head? If you thinking more about cricket, you will start liking the cricket, and then you start playing the cricket, and then it will become a habit, and the habit become your life. Likely said, right? What you think, you wanted to do that, and then you start doing that, and then it become your habit, and the habit become your life. It can be a good thing or a bad thing. So you have to be careful what you are choosing, and what your thoughts are. You have to be clear on that. So your goal is much important, and that goal is always in your top of your mind. Whatever you do, end of the day, you have to come back. Okay, this is what I wanted to do. I will go towards it. I used to travel. So that kind of mindset you need. And third important step, I would say, you need to have a mentor, right? You need to have a mentor like who you can reach. At least you need to speak with the person at least once a month. Definitely you can find somebody in your family circle or a friendship circle or a college seniors, or somebody who's already in the relevant industry, who is working there. So you need to create a contact, and you have to be in touch with them. So that is something that will inspire you. We need some inspirations, right? So sometimes we like, if you don't see those things, we will start forgetting things. So somebody, you need to have a mentor. So or if you don't find anybody, you can, there are a lot of like online tools are there, or like LinkedIn and stuff. You can, it's a professional network, you can follow them. And definitely people used to help. There are a lot of YouTubers are publishing like a lot of useful videos and stuff, guidelines are there. So you can do all those things. So to set up a mentor, if you have a personal contact, that will be great. So you can, that is something I would definitely recommend. That's kind of really motivates you. That happened to me. That's why I'm, maybe it may help you. That's why I'm adding that. So then if you have two three things, and then finally whatever you plan, you have to stick to it. As I said, wherever you go, whatever you do, end of the day, what you thought, what's your goal, you have to come back to that mindset. So those are like, it is applicable for anyone. It is not for IT industry. It's not for one particular medium of education. It's students. It is applicable, I would say, anyone. So I hope it may help you. So there could be definitely better ideas, but this is something I followed. So when I started, like I also came from a small village near Darapuram. So I studied in Kangem Children's College, and then I did my PG in Coimbatore, and then I was searching jobs in Chennai and Bangalore for 2 3 months, and then I joined a small company, and then I started. So all these things, like I started like working in a small company, and then moved to another big company. It came to US, and then I'm working in a big company which has like a global company. So the journey is something like you have to compare yourself. There is something like we used to say, you should not compare you with others. That is also very much important. If you compare you with somebody else, that will add pressure into you. That is not needed, right? So if you really want to measure your progress, you have to compare you with you only. So last year, what I was doing, and this year, what I'm doing, what betterment I did for myself, be it work or be it education or be it a game, anything, right? So what betterment I did. So that's very important. So that is something I learned here. So that's like really amazing. So here the continuous education and the improvements, I would say like the education or the improvements is not a one-time process. Like I was thinking when I was in college, I completed my degree. After that, okay, I got a job. Okay, that's it. Then I don't need to do anything. I just do my job. Then my life will be go as usual, go fine. That was my mindset earlier. But after like 2-3 years, then I started realizing, okay, that is not the case. So we have to study more, put effort, so you can make yourself better to grow in your whatever the position, right? I started as a, if you start as a trainee and the software engineer, senior software engineer, and the team lead, manager, architect, whatever, right? You have to improve yourself. Then only you can grow. The improvement is something, a continuous process. Even if you even today, like I'm doing like 5 courses online apart from my work. I enroll 5 courses, like I'm doing it during my weekends, couple of hours, or whenever I find time. I continue to improve myself. So that is one of the reason, right? So for my success, which I feel. So I didn't stop anywhere. Initially, I thought, okay, when I first got the job, but after that, I realized and started correcting it. So that is something we need to keep in mind. Like mistakes can happen, but we should not repeat the mistake. What we learned from that mistake and then how to avoid, that is something very important. That is where our intelligence, like our uh, thought comes into picture. So this is like just wanted to share like with everyone. So one second. So how the let's talk about how the IT industry. So once you like prepared and once you enter, right, as I said, to an IT company. So most of the IT companies, MNCs, like they will put you in training. So all the necessary trainings they will provide you. So only thing is you should be in a position to pick it and learn it. So that learning will be entirely different than what you're learning today in college. So that will be like you have to be like prepared for that. So there will be exams conducted. You will be evaluated again in your probation period, or for 6 months or 3 months, whatever the based on the company and the job. So that's I hope you already aware of those things. So after you completed the basic trainings, there will be evaluation, right? So if you are perform well, really well, good, average, based on that, your position will be, you will be put into different projects. So if you are outstanding in a programming, you will get a project more like a core program. And if you are like outstanding performance in designing, you will get into those kind of projects. If you are very good in kind of testing or databases, you will get those kind of projects. So those things the companies will take care. once you are settled in your first project, so there'll be like you will start learning. That is the first true learning starts, right? When you start working. Until then, as long as we studies and stuff, we will not, even though we understand the things, when we get into the system, when you have to code something, you will get stuck. So that's where you start learning many things. So if it is possible, if you can do something, you can do it now itself, right? Um Definitely, if if you start coding something from the scratch, it's very hard. So what I used to do is like, I used to download like existing projects, and I try to like work one by one, line by line codes, what each code is doing in that particular program. So that is kind of interesting thing. So you can learn how actually it is working. Those kind of thing, if you are already interested, you can definitely try for it now. So definitely those things will help you when you are getting deployed into a real IT project. So once you get there, so you will be in a junior position, so there will be like other leads, and they'll be helping you, but you should be in a position to pick it up what they are saying. So at least like you should know the basic levels, um, like if you take in a computer, right? So first thing, many of us every day, we, even though we use computers, like the basics things, right? Be it a Microsoft tools, how to using an Outlook client, right, efficiently, how to use a Word document, how to use the uh, Excel worksheet. We think what IT companies will do with Excel and Word, but no, that is very important. That's very basic. Uh, you cannot start your day in IT without opening your email. That is like, so when you are growing, right, every day you will get like 1 to 100 emails. In today, if I take my job, if you take my job, I used to get like thousands of emails every day. So I need, and I if I start reading all the emails, my 8 hours of work day will not suffice for reading emails alone. So you have to, even though that is not required, but that is an essential skill to how to navigate all those things and making priorities, which is important and which needs your immediate attention. So how to categorize those kind of these things, and all nobody will teach you. This is something you have to learn yourself. So that's a very basic. So if you get stuck in that place itself, it'll be like little hard for you to focus on the other uh, actual project work, because checking an email is not a project work, but delivering a project, a code will be the real deliverables. So working on that, making sure you understand these different basic tools. These are the system basic tools using the Excel sheet, PowerPoint. You may need to work on a PowerPoint to show your project status to the uh, client, or to your manager or your lead. So you have to little uh, now you have to have little ideas on those basic tools and stuff. So that will also will definitely help you. So, and what else? So this is the first thing. So second, like there are like once you enter the company, right, everything will be in English, but really when you go to office, like most of the people, if you are in Chennai, everybody will be talking Tamil. So that is something I was expecting. Okay, when I go to the company, okay, everybody is going to talk in English. So I was so really afraid, because I also came from a small village. I didn't have much of English knowledge at the time. So I was a little afraid, but no need to be afraid of that. So it was like life is like definitely easy. Everybody will help, and so you don't need to worry about those things. So first thing is like you have to be like clear and confident, and so you can definitely do a good job, and you can grow in the IT industry. So today's right. So in how today's as of today, if we take in the last 6 months or especially after the COVID, the IT industry like evolving like anything. So because this particular it was a pandemic, because it's created so much of impact throughout the world in many people's life. So it is also created a new trend or pushing the everyone, right, all the companies or every individual more towards the um, digital era. The companies who are always doing that, they have to accelerate the things. So there are many digital and technology solutions are needed today. Because if you think about like 2 years back before the COVID, there wasn't no much of home deliveries. So all these things started in the last two, within the 2 years. Like today, like you can get your groceries at your doorstep, medicines can be delivered to your store step. These are like just very basic, just emerging now. So once the people started adopting the technology, it is no way, no go back. Because once you started using your smartphone, there is no way you will go back to a basic phone. It's common for everyone. So IT industry also, when the new things are coming, when delivering to the people, when and the world started adopting the technologies, definitely they will love, okay, is there anything better than this? People always look for better than what they have. So that's kind of it's a common mentality of everyone. Even for me, like if I have a phone, okay, I have a model 10. So when is the model 12 releasing? So I want to change it. So this is common for everyone. So this after this during this pandemic and after this pandemic, like there are new innovations are coming in every sectors. So once all these things are comes and applied to the common people's life, once they started adopting those things, so definitely like there is no go back. And more and more it creates more and more jobs in the IT industry. Not only IT, it's like every industry in today's world cannot run without an IT solution. So if you think like 10 years back, a grocery store doesn't need an IT. But today, a grocery is being delivered to your doorstep. So which means that grocery store, at least they need a small smartphone to enroll some portal like Amazon or Flipkart or whatever, a seller, right? It can be a grocery or any like anything, even. So they need to adapt those technologies, right? In a way, it is giving a new business for the people who are already doing that business, and it is creating a new jobs not only in IT, it creating a new jobs in like for the in different sectors, be it the transport or the deliveries and the logistics, and the where the consumption, right, it is increasing. So when the consumption is increasing, there will be like demands will be increased. When the demand is increased, there is a need of more production. When there is a production and demand increase in every industry or every production, every goods, right, they need people to work, they need people to produce the things. So in a way, it is like creating a positive impact on everybody's things. Everybody, all of the industries, in my view, it is creating a positive impact and jobs are increasing. So it's going to continue. In my opinion, it's going to continue. There is no go back. So initially, yes, when everything started, there was a layoff. There are so much of layoff in every country. There are a lot of people lost a job, but very sooner, right, within a year, companies started realizing. Even today's also, you can, if you look at your neighborhood or in a small town, you can see like constructions are stopped halfway because they don't have the people to work, right, like that, right? So every industry started realizing within a year, okay, they made a wrong move, and they need more skilled people. So today the job market is like very hot. They are hiring people like anything. If you look the IT companies attrition rate, they are, it's like higher than the, it's much higher. It is like every company is like, it's very hard for them to retain the skilled people. So you can imagine, so how much demand for the skilled resources. So definitely this is a right and a good uh, time for everyone to get into the IT industry or many industries. So it's like it's going to grow, and as long as we are continuously improving ourselves and being smart. Uh, okay, I think we talked about a few things. Okay, let me add few other uh, ideas and thoughts about the more about the data engineering field, which I am much familiar, and it's my daily job. So data engineering is so initially, as we saw, right, with the traditional databases, collecting the lecture kind of data, putting somebody typing in data entry place and putting into the data. That thing is changed, and now like uh, the data is being captured in so much of ways. So there are a lot of sensors. If you think about the autopilots in the car, right? So Tesla cars are, they are trying to. It's already running in the US in some places. So the car can drive itself without a driver. So you can imagine how it is possible. That's only possible because it is able to collect the data real time. Even the car is running under 100 kilometers, in that speed it can continuously collect the data, what is coming in its way, what is in the sides, what is in the back. So you can imagine, like on that 100-kilometer speed, how much powerful that computer system could have been to collect and process all these data and make the car stay on track, stay on speed without hitting others. So the data, the sources, and the data is continuously growing, and the systems are like also needed to uh, capture so much of data and process into and creating a real time and right decisions. The outcome of collecting the data is depends on the decisions, right? If you cannot make a right decision, then something wrong in your data collection or in a program. So there is, if you think about a Tesla car and autopilot mode, there is there shouldn't be any zero errors. If there is even a 1 point error, it will be a much bigger problem, right? So the data collection is like improving. Not only this kind of thing, even a human thing also, even in the hospitals or thermal scanning, right? When the airports are installing the thermal scanning, while everybody started coming up, they started how it is possible, because they are reading that your body temperature and processing into a system, and real time they are telling the temperatures and everything. So these kind of things, everything like uh, it is like all possible when you have a very speed and sophisticated and secure and robust system. So here then everybody is like moving towards the cloud. So because in today's world it is like it's really impossible to maintain like huge big servers in somewhere, and that's become costly. So companies started moving towards cloud, like AWS cloud, Amazon Web Services, and Google, IBM, or Microsoft Azure. These all are the cloud providers, not only for data, they provide solution for many other uh, so much of services they offer. Everything sits on the cloud. So cloud also it's become like within the last 5 10 years the cloud is emerged so much. Before that there was no such concept of putting everything in the cloud. So it was like everybody used to maintain their own servers in their company, and now everything on the cloud. And that's give so much of options to the companies. Like they don't need to worry about buying a big servers, maintaining them, and when they need suddenly they need if I'm running a website, if I have 100 to 200 visitors a day, I just need a small computer. When my business grows in every day, if you think about Amazon.com, if you think the traffic, how many people, how many products are listed, right? So when you need to increase the capacity, the cloud solution is like within a click, you can just increase the size. And they also provide based on uh, like a cell phone bill, as you pay as you use, pay as you go method, right? If you use it, you can pay it. Otherwise, you don't need to pay it. So that kind of uh, futures are started giving. This is called like a win-win business. So the profit is for like both. If your business grows, it's profit for you, so you can pay me. So if you use my service, you can pay me. So it's called the win-win business, they used to say. In only these kind of business models are like started evolving it nowadays. So that is the one thing like I would like to mention right here. Okay. Anything else? Let me see if I have any questions. If I got any questions, I don't know. I don't see. Sir, Venkatesan, sir. Okay, maybe I can add some. I can share some more tools which we mainly use in the data engineering field. So mainly there are two languages we mainly like focus. 2 3 languages I would say, like Python, R, and the Spark programming. These are the main uh, important programmings when you start. If you want to start exploring, if you want to learn, definitely you can try for Python and R languages. They are like pretty good, and they do like a lot of stuff, and they are open source too, so you can try it out. There are a lot of like open source programmings, and the labs are available. You can try it out. And on top of that, if you want to learn more like courses, and you can there are many online tools, right? Udemy or Coursera, those kind of things are there. So you can try to take some certifications, or uh, enroll some courses and start preparing those things. And um, the learning is something like when you start working. So when you learn something, try to work out, try to create the programs, and so you get familiarized, right? So it's like how we learned our language, how we learned English, everything. When we start practicing it, when we start writing, when we start speaking, then only it comes, right? So in the same way, in IT also, in any program or any tools, you have to start practicing it, so you can learn more, and then uh, you can use it when you got into a job. Definitely, like not only that, so it helps for you if you are preparing for the uh, interview, or so you can go very confident, right? So definitely like try those things. And other thing I would say, like I'm not sure if, I hope you already know about LinkedIn. It is like something like Facebook. It is a more professional network. So I would say everyone to create your own profile there, and you can start following the companies, and you can see the job trends over there, how the companies are hiring. That is something you can get a insight, right? When you look at like 100 jobs, if you put like Java programmer jobs, you can see how many results are coming. You can put a .NET developer jobs, you can see how many are coming. So that is something you have to do a little bit of research, which has like more openings. And then when you look inside the job descriptions, right, they generally, every job will have a description and the expectation and the qualifications, so you can look into that. So if you study like 5-10 job profiles, you will get an idea of what exactly the companies are expecting for this kind of a role. So when you like pick a medium, or when you are like, if you are trying for a Java developer, if you are trying for a Python developer, you can look into that. And on top of that, they will Python. Not only that, they will have other uh, criterias. What and all makes you a complete programmer, right? Knowing that one particular language um, is good, but additionally they will have other expectations as well, like problem solving skills, like how um, trying different things, alternative approaches, and some these kind of um, requirements what the companies are expecting, they are all listed. So if you want, if you will know, only you started looking into those kind of things, then you can prepare and you can compare yourself. Okay, how I am fitting, if I want a job on this medium, how I am fitting towards this kind of jobs. So you can find where, what is the gap, what is missing in you, so you can focus on those things and improve yourself. And like improving and learning things, apart from the these course online training courses, you can also like do a lot of YouTube videos are available. You can definitely follow that, not only just viewing the TikTok or videos. Apart from that, you can watch these videos also. So they mostly, all videos are very clear. There are a lot of uh, people doing those kind of videos and uploading it, so those are freely available. So that is something we can make use of it. So step by step, all everything will be explained. So that is something which is very useful. Those things are not available like 10 years, 10-15 years back, but now it's like a lot of things are available in the open source. So that is a very good medium to learn. And yep, so I think we pretty much discussed many things about the current IT industry. What else I'm missing?
Nandakumar, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Uh, whether we can wind up? Are we
Uh,
in the end?
yes, sir. I think I pretty much covered what I prepared, like what I wanted to share with everyone, starting from the current IT sectors, how it's going to be in my point of view, and how to prepare and stuff. I hope um, it should useful one
And
for me.
this is the time for vote of thanks. I call Madam Dr. Sanmu Priya to say vote of thanks.
I think that there seems to be a network problem.